It's the start of the final quarter of 2024. So if you want to end the year with a bang, you need to finish this video. Now, one thing we can say for sure, whatever your strategy is, it's going to be a mess, right? It's going to be very messy because, the world is very uncertain. You have wars, you have oil price, you have gold price going up, you have so many things, right? Even in Malaysia, we never quite know whether we'll have a new prime minister, what's going to happen with all these, so-called corrupt politicians. Too busy to find stock ideas? Check out Fire Pro to shortcut your research time and effort by 90%. 10% off link in the comments and description. Now, what is interesting is that as of the latest figures, which is September 2024, foreign shareholders have increased their buying by quite a big sum. If my math is right, it's almost 30% increase. They used to have 13% low, which is last year, let's say 13.2, and today is up to 20+%, 20.5, and the trajectory is up. Why this is happening? Well, it's a mixture of the openness of the economy or the whole AI data center train.
Yeah, ringgit appreciation.
Appreciation. I would say these are the things that cause the ringgit appreciation, probably the demand increase. That's very exciting, right? I guess for Malaysians, we are at a 4-5 year high.
Yep, exactly. So everything is looking pretty positive so far at the moment. And you can see that this is some of the fund flow, how they are trading against each another. This is from different sectors. You can see that tenaga foreigners are still buying, whereas for local insti and retailers, they are selling. You can see like a famous name like YTL Power, right now they're exiting, obviously because YTL is at the high. And also there's some sort of like a corporate governance issue at the moment, the MSCC cases. That's why I think foreigners are more reserved or they're more conservative when there is such cases pop up in companies in Malaysia. So they will likely to sell out. Banks, they're still buying. Now, what's interesting is that Capital A, both local insti and also foreigners are buying it. So they are kind of like anticipating that Capital A will be uplifting their PN17. And so far, things looks pretty decent at the moment for Capital A and also for AAX. So that's why they have been buying up. Whereas for retailers, obviously, they are the one who is selling it to the foreigners and local insti. But yeah, so these are all information that is inside Fire Pro. So if you are interested to know more about this fund flow, past data, you can check out Fire Pro.
And if you want to get it faster, the information.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so how we will go about it, we have 5 key things we want to discuss. But the first is IPO. I think IPO is, if you can get an allocation, it's quite close to a sure thing.
Yes. So this is your odds of winning actually. Your odds is to you'll have 91.2% chance of actually making money on the first day. And you can see that so far the 34 IPO companies that listed in Malaysia, only 3 had posted a loss. So this is actually a very, very high chance of you making money, especially if those companies that are listed in ACE market has a small market cap. And best if, let's say, they are related to the tech, F&B. I'll say these 2 are the main sectors that has been.
So I think that's one big one. I think we mentioned our old IPO videos. You also don't want that company to be IPOing with another company in the same period, because it's finite amount of money chasing 2 versus chasing 1. The 1 is better, right? But I want to ask you, when you look at the 3 stocks that didn't do well, what are the key conditions? Is it that they were main market?
So what's interesting is that one of the company, which is Mastertech, they posted a loss in the first day, but then after a few months, it went up like 3 times. So you also need to be aware of this kind of companies.
But I remember Mastertech was because the business was very boring. But people did not know that it was somewhat linked to DCs.
Yes, exactly. So initially, I think DC wasn't a big hype back then when they first IPO, but after that things just get parabolic lah. So that's one of them, Mastertech. The other 2 is Kawan Renergy. This one is also another company that actually went down. It went down further actually after the IPO. So this I'm not too sure why. Probably valuation is not so good. Wait, am I looking it right? Sorry, it's not KL. It's KTI Landmark. Oh, this one is a construction company. construction.
Yeah, so I think one I can see from these two is generally perceived boring industries. These are the areas to avoid. Now, my personal view on IPOs is that, it's like Warren Buffett's view is probably overvalued, right? That is the view of a lot of investors, and I agree with that to a certain extent. But I do think if you somehow get the allocation, my philosophy is to sell on the first day.
Yeah,
that's it.
Definitely.
And of course, I will be giving up a lot of gains, right? Like what happened to Mastertech, what happened to a lot of other companies. But I'm okay, right? I'm okay to give it up. Because like the Mastertech one, I wouldn't know so much in advance.
And also generally, IPO companies, they like to beautify their numbers so that they can actually command a better valuation. And when it's the first day, usually the market will appreciate these kind of things. When they see like good numbers, they will just like pump money into it. But it's just temporary only. Now, so if you're interested to get some IPO stocks, you can get it with Moomoo. Right now, the only company that you can subscribe is OB Holdings. We also did share some of the management notes in Fire Pro. So if you want to know more information about OB, check out Fire Pro. If not, you can use Moomoo by using our referral link. And make sure to key in the code FIRE24 so that when you deposit 1,000 ringgit, you can get a 40 ringgit cash voucher. So make sure you do that. And not only just that, there's tons of freebies that you can get as a new user. And now the second strategy here is China.
Okay, so China, these are some of these companies we are also inside our Fire Pro. We won't say which one. Okay, they've done pretty well obviously in the past couple of weeks, but why did you decide to include them?
Yeah, so obviously because of liquidity that is pumping into the Chinese market. Before that, there weren't really any much of an interest in China stocks because the government wasn't doing much of a stimulus activities to actually promote their stock market. So right now, the time it is here, and the Chinese governments are aggressively giving money to banks, to investors, so that they can just like pump up liquidity. But obviously, these are all short-term, short-term catalysts at the moment. At the end of the day, you still need to see the.
I think right now, if you go in, it's a momentum trade.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so far, the momentum is still going strong. So that's why if you are interested in some of these Chinese companies, you can maybe even go for China. But for me, it's something that I'll stay away because it's already too late.
Too busy to find stock ideas? Check out Fire Pro to shortcut your research time and effort by 90%. 10% off link in the comments and description.
Now, what's interesting is that if you are a Moomoo user, you should have known about their company as well, which is Futu Holdings. And if you have actually bought this company before even the Chinese decided to give a stimulus, you could have get it at quite a bargain because it's like a pretty low valuation, if I can recall correctly. And their free cash flow also is a lot. And you can easily make 2x return like few months, just holding for few months only. Yeah, that is in case if you discover Moomoo. And what's interesting is that Moomoo also right now, they are introducing Hong Kong stocks in their platform. So if you are interested to get a free commission for existing and new user, make sure to use Moomoo to buy some of these Hong Kong names. Okay, so third strategy here is dividend. Now, this is a list of companies that announced their dividend payout for September. You can see that, there's quite a ton of company already. And the highest one is Hong Leong Capital, which at the current price, they will be giving a dividend yield of 4.86%. And right now, most of the funds are actually looking for dividends play at the moment. That's why you can see that there was a period where bank stocks start to rally because they want to get some of the dividends from there. And also, I think back then, there wasn't really that much of attention on the bank stocks when the ringgit was appreciating. So after bank stocks, they are now going to REITs. Because of interest rate that is going down for the US side. But I don't know why they decided to pump in REITs for Malaysia stocks. But all these things are basically pointing that big funds are more dividend they love dividends at the moment. So that is something that we can share. And what's interesting is that our Fire Pro also for the borrowing portfolio, it went up.
Doubled, right?
Yeah. So just last month, it was around 4.6%.
And I just want to check, excluding dividends, right, so far?
No, this is all
including. Okay.
Yes, all including. Yeah, so 4.63%, and right now it is 8%. Very, very high up. You can see that if one of our stock even went up like 34% in just 5 months.
6 months,
only. Yeah, 6 months actually.
5 to 6, yeah.
Okay, the fourth one.
Oil and gas.
Yeah, oil and gas. This one obviously have to do with the war.
Yeah.
But it's something that I would say that I don't know whether this is immoral or not. But then things just happen, and whatever events happen, definitely it will affect some of the
you if you buy because you think it's undervalued and you think the long term price of oil is going to go up, then I think it's okay. But if you don't want to be like immoral or anything, don't buy just because you think the war is going to continue, right? The intention is very important, I think. But that's just between yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you are interested in some of these oil companies, they are actually all up at the moment, and this is according to Xifu's app. You can see the real-time price action for all of these companies, and yeah, so if you are curious, you can check out some of these oil stocks. Hibiscus, Hengyuan, and Karamin are just one of the few. Now the last one, cash.
It's cash itself.
Yeah. So if you cannot find ideas in the market, you're struggling to discover undervalued companies at the moment, obviously the best strategy is to be not doing anything.
And if you are wondering why we talk a lot about Moomoo, and maybe you feel like we're starting to become a bit of a sellout because we mentioned Moomoo so many times, the fact of the matter is we only want to promote things that either we use, or if we were to use these services, these are the names that we would mention. And I think Moomoo is right up there. I don't trade a lot of Hong Kong stocks, but if I did, I think Moomoo is a great option. And similarly with cash inside your account, very few companies pay 3.5%. This is very close to FD rates without all the rules of an FD, right? You cannot withdraw within X amount of period.
Yeah. So what's great about Moomoo is that they integrate all of this into just a single app. So unlike for banks, right, you have your fixed deposit, you have to open another account, your stock trading, you have to open another account, IPO also another one. So it's all around the place. But for Moomoo, everything is centralized in just one app. So that's why you see there's a lot of
honestly, I don't see something like that in the Malaysian market. So that's why we talk about them, because we genuinely think that they are providing value.
Yes. So in case if you are wanting to deploy cash, just keep cash, right? You can use Moomoo's Cash Plus. That one you can earn up to 3.5% per annum, just putting your cash inside these few bond markets, or maybe even money market fund. So if you are interested, make sure to check out Moomoo, and you can deploy your cash. You can implement some of these strategies, whether it's the IPO, Chinese stocks, or maybe even stocks in general in Bursa, or maybe even the US. You can do it in Moomoo. And make sure to use our code FIRE24 to get a 40 ringgit cash voucher when you deposit 1,000 ringgit. Now, so those are the 5 strategies.
But there are 3 big events that's really that we can look forward to for the final quarter, and of course in 2025. We are expecting a budget soon.
Yes, in the next 2 weeks actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then in early November we have the US election, and of course the one that's uncertain is the Iran-Israeli war. Who knows when that's going to end? We actually did a video on it. You can go watch it. The US elections, I think maybe we could do a video on this, on what will happen if Trump wins and Kamala wins. My answer is
actually the answer is
but I think closer to home would be the
budget
the budget 2025. What I'm hearing is there's going to be a lot of pressure on the middle class. They're not going to get that much benefits. The T20 we know they won't get, but the B40 is going to get the one that's going to get the most benefits. And of course, Prime Minister Anwar needs to do that if he wants to secure his second term. So we'll definitely be doing videos on at least the budget, announcement. So stay tuned for that.
Yes. And yeah, make sure to check out Fire Pro. Right now, our performance for Fire Pro is about 42.79%. If you are curious on what is Fire Pro, is basically we do a write-up in a very, very simple reports only. And it only takes you less than 15 minutes to understand about the company, their risk, their business prospect, their management numbers, all of those good stuff are inside FirePro. And we also do private meetings with management team that may not be accessible to the public. So if let's say we do meet them, we will share our notes.
The industry insights, yeah.
Industry insights also. Lots of information is inside FirePro. And if you want to know even news updates, we also do that over there. And make sure to join our Telegram group and Facebook group if you are a FirePro member already, because we noticed some of you guys have not joined. So make sure to join it. The links are inside the program. And also, just to remind you guys, FirePro's price will be increasing to 597 at the end of October. Right now it's 557. So make sure to check out, or maybe even get the discount, which is 10% off, and you can get it for 501 if you get.
And the ringgit is quite strong now, so you can save a few hundred ringgit by hopping on the program.
Yes, and if you want to know a little bit more on FirePro, you don't want to pay yet, you want to get a sense of how we do our write-ups, you can check out our free sample. There's 2 write-ups already inside the free sample, and it's there for you to read, and the links will be in the description and comments down below. That's about it for today's video, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Okay, 15.